Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for watching. So today's video is going to be a full face of drugstore products. I used a bunch of my favorites, just staple affordable products that work so well. And today I wanted to do more of a full glam look. I've been going a little bit lighter with my makeup over the past few weeks. I typically do during the spring, but this past year in general, I haven't been reaching for as many products and I miss more of like an intense full coverage, full glam look. So today I thought it'd be fun just to create one and hang out with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm so excited because today's video is sponsored by one of my favorite brands, e.l.f. Cosmetics. I think I've been using e.l.f. products for like 10 years at this point. I love e.l.f. so much. I've talked about them so much on my channel over the years, so I'm excited to be able to work with them and show you some of my favorite products in action. e.l.f. makes amazing, high quality products at affordable prices, which I love. They are constantly putting out like new, fun, trendy products, but they have so many staples as well. And whether you're looking for skincare products with really good ingredients or more natural, lightweight makeup or something a little bit more full glam, they've definitely got you covered. They have so many products to choose from. I'm going to link everything that I used in today's video in the description box below so you can shop through the links if you want to try anything out. But if you haven't tried their brushes or their skincare or their makeup, I know you guys will love the products. e.l.f. is, of course, cruelty-free. Their products are 100% vegan and they're just good. They really outperform so many high-end products and you don't have to spend a ton of money to get high quality, and e.l.f. is definitely the best example of that. They're constantly releasing just good products at affordable prices, which I love. So I'm excited to work with them and show you guys some of my favorite products in action. So let's jump into it. Okay, I'm excited to film today's look because I want to do like a full face. I want to do dramatic eyes, a full coverage base. I do that from time to time, but over the past year, I've kind of been doing like quick and easy makeup and I just miss sitting down and going all out. So today I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Mint Melt eyeshadow palette in Chocolate Mint. This is perfect because I'm going to stick with the neutrals kind of on the lid and then add the pop of green to the bottom. That's been one of my favorite looks lately, just like neutral on top and then a pop of color on the lower lash line. I do have a band-aid on my hand if you can see that because pugs are very gentle, they're very harmless, but once you start playing with them, their vicious side comes out. And Kenny, my like chubbier pug, she is so strong, so good at tug of war, and sometimes her nail just kind of catches my hand in the wrong way. I'm going to start with the e.l.f. Oil Control Primer Mist. This is one of my favorite products, especially during the spring and the summer when I feel like I need my skin to stay matte, but I don't want to apply anything too dry or uncomfortable. It is a water-based primer, so it just makes your skin feel refreshed while keeping it matte, and I just kind of press it into my skin wherever I tend to get the most oily. I'm also going to take the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer. My skin has been breaking out a little bit over the past month more than normal, and it has cleared up quite a bit, but I am dealing with a few texture issues. So typically, I'll take this product and apply it right here just because foundation tends to look a little bit cakey around my nose. And then I'll apply it anywhere where I dealt with a breakout recently. So for me, that's typically my chin. And thankfully, a lot of my breakouts have cleared up, but sometimes there's still a little bit of texture. And then I'll just kind of take whatever's left and apply it to my cheeks. I feel like my lips need something and I don't have a lip balm, so I'm just going to apply a little bit of this Mint Melt Plumping Lip Gloss because they look and feel a little bit dry. For foundation, I do want a little bit more of a full coverage look, so I'm going to be using the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. I have the shade 08 Fair Beige. I have a feeling this might end up looking a little bit light on camera, but this is actually a perfect match for me right now because my skin is pretty light. I typically use light beige, but that has just been a little bit too dark for me during the winter season, so I'll probably go back to that at some point during the summer. But I'm just going to stipple this onto the skin and cover up all of that redness. This product is nice because it is lightweight, but it's also mattifying. It definitely looks a little bit light on camera, but once I go in with the rest of my face products, it should match pretty well. My face is always a little bit red, so I feel like it looks darker than my neck, but if I'm trying to match it to my neck and my chest, I usually have to go a little bit lighter. I'm so happy that it is officially spring. It just puts me in such a good mood when I can look outside and the sun is shining and the weather is warm. We've been spending every day after work at the park just hanging out, even if it's only for like 20-25 minutes, and it just feels so good and it just makes me so happy. So I've been enjoying the weather as much as possible. We have like this really small patio set that has like 2 little chairs and a table, and we have the tiniest deck in front of our house, and we just like set them out on it. It's actually technically probably a porch. It wouldn't even be considered a deck. I don't know, whatever it is, I love to like set those out there and just sit out there, and it just puts me in the best mood. For concealer, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I have the shade Light Sand. Sometimes I will mix the regular version and then the hydrating version together, but because I am so pale right now, I feel like this one will actually work perfect for me on its own. So I typically just apply it right here because that's where I deal with some redness. And then I know a lot of people have been applying it here for more of like a lifted effect. And then I apply it right here because again, I deal with a lot of redness in that area. For day to day, I have actually been loving the e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer. That one has been my go-to because it is so lightweight and so natural on the skin. And actually, when I'm just not in the mood to apply a lot of makeup, sometimes I'll just spot conceal, blend that in and set it, and just use that product instead of foundation and concealer separately. But when I do want more of like a true full coverage, flawless application, I do like the e.l.f. Camo Concealer because it covers everything. I finally finished decluttering my makeup collection. I am so happy about it. It took me a long time. Whenever spring rolls around, I get in like this spring cleaning mood and I just want to clean everything. But we actually did some serious deep cleaning back in like December, just in our house in general. So I don't have a lot of things to spring clean. So I decided to go through and declutter my makeup collection, I mean, and it feels really good. So those videos, there are a few up on my channel and the rest will be going up very soon. But because I was in the process of decluttering, I was filming a lot of my videos in my dining room area, just embracing the natural light, and I love filming out there, but they are currently doing construction on our road, so it's just a little bit too loud to film out there today. I just set my under eye concealer with some powder. Now for the rest of my face, I'm going to be taking the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Powder. I have the shade Porcelain. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Total Face Sponge, and I'm just going to press this powder into the rest of my skin to set my foundation into place. It does have a little bit of coverage, so again, it kind of works to even out your skin tone, and sometimes I'll even use this without any foundation underneath. Like if I take the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer, the Brightening Concealer, and I apply that, I'll set it with this powder, and that's perfect. But I also like to use it on top of foundation if I want my skin just to look extra good. Now the thing about these products is they don't look heavy on the skin. Right now my skin looks super matte, which is usually my goal because it gets pretty oily throughout the day. But after I'm done with the rest of my makeup, once everything settles, it will look a little bit more skin-like. I'm just going to use a little bit of the Profusion No Budge Eyeshadow Primer and just place this all over my eyelids before I go in with eyeshadow. You honestly just need the smallest amount of this product. It is super lightweight, but it does work well to prep your eyeshadow or prep your eyelids before you go in with any eyeshadow. And I think that everything just stays in place a little bit better. Now I am just going to set that with a powder, so I guess I am using another eyeshadow palette. This is one of their bite-sized palettes in Cream and Sugar. I'm just going to be taking it the lightest shade, and I just am going to place that all over the lid. I always set my eyeshadow primers because I do like more of like a soft powder base just to blend everything really well. Actually, before I start with eyeshadow, I'm just going to take the e.l.f. Wow Brow Gel, which I love. This has been my go-to brow gel for a long time at this point, and I'm just going to run it through my brows. This brow gel is so nice if you have sparse brows like I do because it does have some fibers in it, so it gives them a little bit more of a thick, voluminous appearance, and it is a tinted brow gel, so it just kind of darkens them up a little bit. So I'll typically run it through and kind of comb the product upwards just to give it more of a lifted appearance, and then I'll let it dry completely and then go in with a brow pencil. The reason why I like to apply my brow gel first is just because it gives the pencil or whatever product I use on top something to grab onto, and then it just makes such a difference. Like look at the difference between my two brows. If I'm in a hurry, I'll just leave it like this, but if you take the time to apply gel first, especially gel with the fibers in it like this one, it makes it look so much more thick and voluminous, so you have to spend a lot less time actually filling it in with a pencil. So like I said, for today's video, I'm going to be using the Mint Melt eyeshadow palette in Chocolate Mint. I love this one. I actually did a look using this. I wore it in a video where I reviewed a bunch of e.l.f. products, and a lot of you guys asked to see how I got that look. So I thought I would film it today, and then I'm just going to be using these three brushes. These are part of the e.l.f. Mint Melt collection as well. They did a collection, or they did a trio of 3 brushes, and these are great for eyeshadow looks. I love the mint handles, but the actual brushes definitely come in handy. So I'm going to start with this one. This one is the blending brush. I'm just going to take the lighter brown in the palette, and I'm going to run this through the crease. So I'm going to start with it in the crease and then kind of blend it up as a transition color as well. This palette is perfect if you are someone who tends to wear neutral eyeshadow the majority of the time and you don't want to commit to like a fully colorful palette or a fully pastel palette, but you would like to add a pop of color on occasion, then I think that you would really enjoy this. The mint in here is so pretty. The quality is amazing. So you can wear it all over the lid, but I always love wearing it on the lower lash line just to add a fun pop of color as well. I'm just going to go in with a little bit more directly in the crease and really build it up because I do want a nice transition. And what's nice is you don't have to go into two different colors. You can blend this shade out for the actual transition and then build it up in the crease to look a little bit darker. Okay, I'm going to do the other eye off camera just to save some time, and then I'll be right back. So now that I have that color down, I'm going to take the deep brown in the palette, and this one is very, very pigmented. So I'm just going to work with a little bit at a time. And I mean, that is super intense. I'm just going to pack it on the outer corner and then lightly blend it out. So I'm going to take the blending brush and just lightly blend out the edges. Now I am going to go over my lid with a metallic shadow, so this doesn't have to be perfectly blended, but I don't want the crease to look too harsh. I feel like I want to go just a little bit more dramatic, so I'm just going to work some of that darker brown into the crease and blend it up on both sides. Okay, we're getting there. So I'm going to go in with the shimmer shadow and place that all over the lid. And I'm just going to take it on my finger because you get really intense pigmentation on your finger. You can use a brush, of course, but I just like using my fingers when I can because first of all, it's easy. Second of all, I feel like metallic shadows just look so pretty when you apply them with your finger. And then I'm just going to make sure it's really well blended where it does meet that darker brown shadow. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. And then I'm just going to take my blending brush and blend everything together one more time. And then after I do my brows, I will go in and kind of clean up this color. I always like to just go crazy with my blending and then clean it up afterwards because I feel like that's how I get the most blended look. Before I go in and clean it up, I'm just going to do my brows. I'm just going to kind of speed through this part because I do typically do my brows on camera and not a lot has changed. Oh, shoot. I just realized I'm using the Urban Decay Brow Blade. This is not a drugstore product, and today's video is a full face of drugstore. I totally just grabbed this one out of habit as I was like setting out all of my makeup today. But I guess I'm just gonna go with it since I'm almost done. So I'm just going to go in and kind of clean up under the brows. So again, I'll just kind of take a brush and erase the shadow if I blended a little bit too high. Now I'm just going to go back in with that light shade from the Cream and Sugar palette and just kind of blend this out and make sure everything looks smooth and even again. And then I'm just going to take a clean brush and just make sure everything looks really smooth and blend it out one last time before I go in on the lower lash line. Actually, before I do the lower lash line, I'm just going to take my e.l.f. liquid liner and line my eyes. I always have a hard time doing this off camera or on camera because I have to get super close to the mirror. So I'm just going to line my eyes and create a wing. Okay, I think I was able to capture a little bit of that on camera. So now I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Mint Melt No Budge eyeshadow stick. This one is in Mint For You. Now I'm going to use this in my waterline and then also kind of smudge it on the lower lash line. I have been loving these No Budge shadow sticks so much because they're just easy to work with. You can take them and apply them all over the lid if you want a quick and easy look. You can use them as eyeliner. I like using them on the lower lash line as well, just to kind of add a pop of color. And they do blend out well, but they also dry down really well. If you like cream eyeshadows, then I think you will like these. They have a lot of really beautiful colors, and there are some neutral tones in the Mint Melt collection, but of course the mint one is great too. Now I'm just going to take the mint shadow inside the palette along with the eye contour brush, and I'm going to use this to really kind of brighten up the lower lash line even more. Because this is such a pretty metallic shadow, I love the fact that it just kind of enhances the Mint No Budge shadow stick. And then I'm just going to do the same thing on the other eye. This look probably isn't going to be for everyone. The first time I did it, it was completely out of my comfort zone, but I just think it adds such a fun pop of color to the eyes. You could also take the mint and place it in the inner corner, or you could place it all over the lid. That would be really pretty too. I am going to go in with false lashes because I do want more of a dramatic look today, but first I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Lash It Loud Volumizing Mascara. I also love using this product on the bottom lashes because it does such a great job at lengthening and separating. And for some reason, I have a hard time with mascaras, specifically on my bottom lashes. I think it's because my natural lashes really aren't that great, including my bottom lashes. So a lot of mascaras just kind of make them look clumpy, and if they look clumpy, it makes it look like I have even less lashes than I do. So this has been my go-to mascara specifically for the bottom lashes because it does such a great job at separating and lengthening. So if you do prefer mascaras that just give you a lot of length, then you'll really enjoy this one. I don't know, I almost feel like I don't need the false lashes anymore. I feel like my lashes look pretty long with just this mascara. I have been using the new e.l.f. Lash and Brow Serum for probably like 2 months at this point, and it definitely makes a difference. It makes my lashes look a lot longer. Like my bottom lashes even look a lot longer too. So I'm pretty happy with this, but I still think I might go in with these. These are their faux mink lashes in Troublemaker. I just think they're fun. I picked them up on the website because I've kind of been getting into false lashes again. I don't have anywhere to go with these super dramatic lashes, but I think I'm going to try them out, just play around and have some fun. So I will apply them. Okay, so I've only just been getting into false lashes again recently. Like I hadn't worn them for years up until this point. So I always have a little bit of a difficult time applying them. So let's see how this goes. Okay, I love these so much. They are so dramatic, so fun. They definitely just transform the look, which was kind of my goal today. I have missed false lashes so much. I haven't worn them in years. So I've been having fun trying out some different styles. And if you're looking for super dramatic lashes, these are the ones to try. I am trying out a new bronzer today. Hopefully I don't regret it because a lot of these products are like tried and true favorites. But I do have the Catrice Sungasm Luminizing Bronzer. I got the shade Golden Ecstasy. I picked this up one day because it is a really pretty shimmery bronzer and I thought it could be a fun option. So I'm just going to take the e.l.f. Flawless Face Brush and use this to bronze up my skin. I'm nervous to try this one out, but it is blending out very beautifully. It's definitely not an orange toned bronzer. It has like a little bit of a warm red undertone to it, which is perfect. I actually think this looks really good on the skin and it looks natural. So I'm glad I went with this one. That is seriously so pretty. I feel like maybe I should skip blush. I don't know. I have 2 blushes from Catrice as well. These are their blush boxes. So they have matte versions, but these are shimmer versions. I think I'll go with the more subtle one. This one is Dulce Vita. It's one of those multicolored products. So I'm actually just going to take the other side of the brush I was just using and just apply like a little bit on my cheeks over the bronzer just to give the cheeks a little bit more of a glow. This color is very subtle on me, which is perfect because I do like a little bit more of a subtle look. So now I'm going to take my e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. I just have the shade Light, and I'm just going to use this to kind of diffuse the cheek products. This is the e.l.f. highlighting brush, but this is the perfect size because I just take the brush right in the cap, kind of tap off the excess, and just kind of go over this area because I don't want it to be too... like I don't want a lot of blush and bronzer in this area. I want it to look a little bit brighter. So typically after I apply blush and bronzer, I'll take the e.l.f. Halo Glow and do that and then also go over this area. Instead of carving this out with like a sponge and baking it, I just feel like taking a really lightweight powder like this and just diffusing it all together looks a little bit more natural. And then you can kind of erase those harsh lines without applying too much product. This is such a beautiful lightweight powder. It really is the perfect finishing powder. You could use this to set your entire face if you are looking for something a little bit more lightweight. But because it is so light, it just layers on top of everything really nicely without adding like a heavy feel to it. And it just gives your skin like a very bright, soft look. So this is just one of my favorite products of all time. As for highlighter, I think I'm just going to take a little bit of a highlighter from my Flower Beauty Shimmer and Strobe palette. This is an older favorite, but I do still enjoy it. I think I'll take just like the lightest shade and a very small amount because I don't want a super intense look just on this e.l.f. fan brush. And I'm just going to lightly brush over my cheek. This is a pretty intense highlighter, so you can build it up if you want something really intense. But even though I'm going for more of a dramatic look, I don't really want like that blinding highlighted appearance. I've kind of been getting back into these fan brushes lately because before this, I would use like a thicker tapered brush, and that's perfect if you do want like a really intense highlight. But if you want something a little bit more glowy, a fan brush is perfect because it just gives you like that subtle glow. I'm actually just going to take a little bit of that highlighter and place it right in the inner corner as well, just to brighten things up and tie it all together. I love how this is turning out. I was just so excited to like wake up this morning and do more of a dramatic look. And even though I don't have anywhere to go, I feel like I just miss playing with makeup. Like in the past, if I was going somewhere or I had something going on, I would take the time to do more of like a full glam look using my favorite products. But now I don't do it as often because I'm like, I don't have anywhere to go. And you know, sometimes I'll do it for YouTube videos, but sometimes it's just nice to like sit down and play with the products you love. For the lips, I'm going to be using the Essence This Is Nude lipstick in the shade Legendary, which is kind of like a cooler toned pink. I can't decide if this is too pink. I know that I want to go in with one of the e.l.f. Mint Melt Plumping lip glosses on top. Maybe if I go in with a little bit of the shade Chocolate Chip, that will just kind of like, yeah, I feel like that will kind of balance out the pink. You guys, these lip glosses are the best. I've been raving about them so much on my channel, but they just feel really good on the lips. They have a little bit of like a minty, tingly feel to them, and I just think they look so smooth and even on the lips overall. You can wear them on their own or on top of lipstick, and this one actually looks perfect on top of the Essence lipstick. Okay, so I think this is the final look. I actually love how it turned out. I just feel good. I had so much fun taking the time to sit down and apply my makeup, so thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Again, I'm going to link everything that I used in the description box below, so if you guys want to try out anything, you can shop through those links. I wanted to say thanks again to e.l.f. for sponsoring today's video. I absolutely love e.l.f. Cosmetics and all of their products, so I can't wait to see what they have in store for 2021, but I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you very soon with a new video. Bye.